Welcome, one and all, to a live stream edition after a week off of the Hard Rock Show. And in case you can't tell, we are getting 1 week closer to Halloween, hence all of us having a bit of fun now, getting ready for next week's stream, which is going to be more nuts than this one. Hopefully everyone's well out there. Get in the comments, say hi, let us know where you're watching from. So far tonight, I've been joined by Dave, who's got hands spinning on his screen like he does every year at the moment. That's what he's me. And then Dave's very handy. And then at the bottom of the screen, with the Base Motel backdrop, we have Bell, and then Jeff with a very different kind of a backdrop is here as well. We'll get to that in just a moment. Tonight is going to be another fun live stream. We've got a lot to get through. We're going to start a new season of the King of the Riff, focusing on soundtrack albums this time around. We've got this week it's The Wall versus School of Rock, just as a bit of context there. We're going to have another guessing game. Hopefully we're all prepared. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Where none of us have looked at our notes since last week, so this is going to be really interesting. Going to keep going with the Aerosmith stuff, Fretboard Feud. We're going to do more hot rocks and other stuff, Backyard Banger, all that sort of stuff coming up. You know what to do. Like, follow, subscribe, all the usual stuff that everyone tells you about as well. So you can find us on your preferred platform. Like I said before, get in the comments, say hi, all the usual stuff. There are links in the description box for everything we're talking about tonight, including links to our playlist, the best way to contact us, all that kind of stuff there. Patreon, all that sort of stuff is there. So hit those links up for things as we go through and discuss everything. Or in case you missed something or you're not watching live, you can go and hit that to hit the stuff later on. We'll try and share what we can in the comments as we go through things, but we will see how we go with all of that. As always, Jody says hello to everyone. So, you know, that's the given. So, Jody says hello to everyone. And let's see who's here. Michael's here saying hello to everyone. Good to see you. Johnny's here too, going, hey, everyone. And Kat, hello. What's up, Jeff? Well, on that note, Jeff, how the fuck are you, man? Let's start with you. How you going?
Hi, guys. I'm in a fucking hospital.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been here now for today. Well, at midnight tonight, it'll be 9 days. So, yeah, I'm getting better. But I had just so if everyone doesn't know it there, I had what's known as a DVT, a deep vein thrombosis in my leg, which caused clots there and in my lungs. And I just about fucking died.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here I am. I'm getting better, though. Don't anybody worry. I'm getting better. They're talking maybe I'll get out of here on Monday, so that would be nice. So if I seem a little tired or out of breath, it's because, well, I fucking am. Yeah, so can't help it.
But Jeff, Halloween's next week. I don't want you to go to the extreme and actually die, okay? We don't want an actual corpse in the show.
No.
So please, stay healthy.
I'm going to try.
Have our first real life on the show as part of the panel. That's unique.
Well, I will fucking go to the ends to haunt you, motherfucker. For sure.
But if you haunt me, I'll just know it's you. I'm not your buddy.
You guys, yeah. You guys will be like future streams in the future, and you'll be like, "Do you smell that?" I'll be one of those stinky ghosts. Yeah.
We'll know when the cheese parts come through. That'll be it.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
So we are different you and the dog at that point in time. Well, here we go. Darren's going, all the best, Jeff. Rock on, brother. So we're getting some love there. Cad's going, oh, man, that sucks. Hope you get back on your feet soon to make it easy, which we've all been encouraging to do. Don't worry about that. Vinny's here, everyone. Good to see your friendly faces again. Thoughts with you, Jeff. Glad to hear you're on the mend from that disease. Sounds like a porno. So there we go.
What? Didn't have any. Didn't feel like a porno. Did not feel like a porno. But at least there's a payoff.
I got blood on my leg. What fucking subcountry is that?
Depends which leg they're talking about. But anyway.
That's a Cannibal Corpse song, dude.
Bell's regretting every second now. So
don't make me laugh.
Oh, fuck.
I hope this is a bit of a stress relief for you, Bell, after what you've been going through as well. So that'll be you can tell your own story there.
There is no better comedy show than you guys.
Yeah, that's what we do, to be honest. So that's about it. Michael, you're going, hey, good to see you, man. Another Michael is going, where's Conrad? Has he been in hospital more times than the rest of us? Oh, and has he been in hospital? I don't know, actually. But he's got the link. I'm not sure what's happened there with Conrad. We'll see when we get him.
I don't know.
last time around when he was here the other week, he missed because of the time difference with daylight saving and that kicking in. So I'm not sure what's happened, but we'll find out in due course as things go through. Johnny said, "Get well soon, mate," which I'm sure I'm echoing everyone's sentiments here with saying, yes, do get well. And Nicole is going, "Hello all, good to see you, Nicole. Hopefully you're keeping well too out there." All right, so yeah, that's basically the quick update for Jeff. In the middle of all this, we've got a whole lot of shit going on. Apologies for last week. Obviously, Jeff going into hospital was one spanner in the works, but it was also Jody's birthday last week, hence why we just went, okay, we'll just pull the pin. Everyone was feeling it a bit last week. Belle, probably not speaking out of turn here, but saying you're moving house at the moment, so it's all a bit sort of hectic for you as well. And everyone was like, okay, I think the only one that was really completely prepared was Dave last week. So
yeah, sorry, Dave.
Sorry, Dave, for letting you down as well.
Sorry, Dave, man.
Oh, good.
Jeff, I don't think out of any of us, you're the one that needs to apologize.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. That's where just things didn't quite go to plan last week, but we are here. We're going to keep pushing on now through until the end of the year, and we'll just see how much we can get done between now and then. Speaking of getting things done, we'll hang on to Jeff for as long as we can. But we already know that Jeff may just need to sort of go at the drop of a hat. So just keep us in the loop where you can. We've got you in chat anyway behind the scenes. So just be here for what you can, and then when you need to go, just duck off and let us know. Or don't let us know, up to you. But anyway, moving on to the main course or opening course of tonight's broadcast, we're going to go into the Hot Rocks segment of the show, which will be, if you're following along with this stuff each week, you know that we have songs nominated by us and by our Patreon supporters, and then we go through poll, that sort of stuff, and see which ones come out on top. And this was a bit of an interesting result, obviously a week ago now, but we've carried them through to this week, where the Patreon votes seem to really favor the stuff that was already existing. So that's why, and if you follow our current listening playlist, which is linked in the description box, you'll have noticed that there was only 4 tracks at the top instead of the usual 5 that I put in there, because there was only 4 new tracks that were added in. The rest were all double ups. So this or previously mentioned song. So just some quick honorable mentions here to get through. Mastodon with Lamb of God, Floods of Titan, April Art, Not Afraid, Cicada Don't Burn Your Name, and Dear Matilda. Didn't quite get enough votes, but they did get votes again. Not enough to get to the top 10, but they did get some love over the past cycle. So going from 10 through to 1, we have Alone with the Gods of Save Your Soul, which is in its second week now. Then coming in number 9 was The Last Martyr from Melbourne with Requiem. That was a top-up track. Coming in number 8 was Miles Kennedy with Nothing More to Gain, which is about week 4 for that one now. Opeth in at number 7 with track 3 or whatever you're going to call that thing there. So that's coming in at number 7. Nominated by Belle, so she got her wish there, getting it in there. Number 6 went to Linkin Park, The Emptiness Machine, again its second week. Same with Head of Clay at number 5, another Melbourne band today. We're going to Fly. That went in its second week as well. One that Dave probably loves at number 4 was Marco Hietala with Frankenstein's Wife. That's in its second week as well.
Great
number
song.
3 went to Those Damn Crows yet again. Let's Go Psycho. That song just will not die.
Oh my God.
Really?
I know, right? Just keeps getting there. Number 2 was Black Label Society, the Gallows, which is nominated by Jolie. And then number 1 this week, I'm pretty sure this will make Dave very happy, was Nightwish and Ocean of Strange Islands.
Oh, that fucking band. Jesus.
Shut up, Dave. They're on.
Yeah, tell us how you really feel, Dave. That was nominated by
Have an hour.
one song this week. I'm pretty sure Dave might just tell us how he feels in a second. But anyway, before we do, we did get some new song nominations.
I forgot to grab the Vaseline.
It's Halloween. You don't need Vaseline. You get
scared.
for added effect.
Just need a willing pumpkin. That's all.
Who told you about the pumpkin?
Oh fuck. For those that are following our Tastemakers playlist, this is where the new song nominations go in. So the new songs we're going to vote on over the coming weekend are Confess with Spitfire, Crossbones Skull with High on You, Dream Theater, Night Terror, Eclipse, All I Want, Enemy Inside, Should Have Known Better, Crave with Unalive, Lyric Knoll with Cry Little Sister, another Nightwish song with Lantern Light, then Ocean Grove, Raindrop, Tremonti, The Mother, The Earth, and I, and then finally the Vendettas this time around. That is the new songs in Tastemakers that will be in the running to be voted in next week. We'll see how well they go and if they can finally kick out those damn crows. See what's going on. Victoria is here saying hi all and get well soon, Jeff. So there we go. There's some love from Victoria. Good to see you, Victoria. Hopefully
Thanks.
Over on the other side of the world there too. But without any further, let's quickly do the rounds. Jeff, do you have a song of the week, or are we just going to skip you on this one?
You're gonna have to skip me. Well,
I thought I'd throw one to you just in case. All right, let's do the rounds the other way then. Bill,
Yeah.
Let's go to you. What was your pick?
My pick was a Nightwish because, well, it's awesome and it's definitely the song that I've listened most to.
Yep.
I know I voted for Opeth, but I actually haven't listened to it a whole lot. I think I'm just waiting for the album to come out and I'm just going to get stuck into it, you know, because it's a concept album, so I kind of want to. No way! I thought it was out in November.
No, last week.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be October, but then they delayed it to November because there were manufacturing issues, and so they held it back.
It's not out yet. But definitely heard it.
Sorry, my fault. I thought I obviously didn't catch that bit.
Andrew dropped the ball for once. My God,
it's a fairly recent announcement.
What are you talking about? Yes to Wind is out.
No, I'm talking about Opeth.
No.
Oh, Opeth. I thought you were talking about Nightwish.
I am talking about Nightwish, but I went on a little side comment, as I do. I'm sorry. I should stop doing that. I confuse people.
Oh, the chaos.
Yes, this is what we do after a week off.
This is why I don't do embrace the chaos. It would just be insane. All right, I'll talk about Nightwish. All right, like so many Nightwish songs that came before this one, it's a trademark of theirs to start their song beautifully, delicately even in this case, but with the promise of something big coming. And then it just explodes into an onslaught of Nightwish at full force. And, you know, how can you not love that? And while all this is so awesomely familiar, it's also starkly apparent how much Nightwish's sound has progressed from the last album to this one.
Okay.
It's fragile, but also powerful and heavy, which really mirrors its lyrical content, a journey through life.
Nice.
It's not just the lyrics that are thought-provoking, though. So is the musical composition. There's more going on in this song than I've had a chance to think about, even after a couple of dozen listens. I imagine this will be one of those special songs that I'll never get bored of. Just want to break it down a little bit into kind of band members and instrumentation. Empu, guitarist, solo is understated but perfect, as usual. Kai's drumming is just so good and his fills are ridiculous and so fast. I actually feel that Kai is really settling into his role as Nightwish's drummer. And I know he's been in the band for 10 years now and he's done, I think, 2 albums prior to this one. But I'm such a Yuka fan, and when I first got into Nightwish, it was all the early stuff, and it was all Yuka. And he's such a field drummer, and Kai is very technical. But I think that Kai's just, I don't know. I think he's finding more of a way for he's still got his technicality there, but his drumming kind of more matches the emotion of Nightwish's music now. So he's just, for me, he fits better now as a drummer. The new bass player, another Yuka, I think. He's killing it in this song with some of his runs and bass riffs. So big shoes to fill after Marco's departure. He's doing a great job adding his own flavour to the band's music. I'm not going to talk about Floor, really, because Floor is just doing Floor and it's perfect, and she's just like everything she does is perfect, and this song is no exception. Thomas's keyboard dancing in this is a delight to listen to, and I think he's outdone himself with the composition of this. I'm trying to stay focused on just this song, not the whole album. The whole album is just insane, but
we have to get to that point.
Yeah, I hope so. He just, I don't know, he's just growing and growing each album, and just the way and not just in what he's doing on his keys, just the way that he's written all the parts, like for the orchestra, and the lyrics. I won't go into the lyrics too much, but it just, everything about this is just him at his best, I think. There are moments in this song that are so beautiful, it brings on tears without fail. Troy's pipes in the outro.
Yeah, I love that bit. The
Definitely pull at the heartstrings there. Same with the goosebumps. I don't know how many times you can listen to a song before it stops giving you goosebumps, but I guess that's my experiment going forward with this song.
Cool.
I'll let you know if it ever happens.
Yeah.
So 10 out of 10 for me on this song.
Nice.
Thank you, Nightwish.
Cool. There we go. All right. Well, let's see what the audience has to say about this one as well. I did put a link in the comments as we were talking through here. Justin's here. Good to see you, as always. The riffs in the Gallows are cool, but definitely not the best song from Zach. I'm a huge Zach fan, as you know. Yes, we do know that. So we'll get to those ones. We'll see if anyone talks about that one this week, actually. Terry's here. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's well. Yes, likewise to you. Hopefully you're keeping well out there too. All right. Well, while we wait for more feedback on Nightwish and Ocean of Strange Islands to come in, if any does at all, Dave, what was your hot rock this week?
Come on, what do you think, man?
Nightwish. Yeah, Nightwish.
Yeah,
Okay.
Four people and talk about Nightwish. I don't think I can do better than Bell. That was amazing.
Okay.
Well, we like separated at birth because we're like, I don't know, cut from the same mold or some shit. Because my God, you think like me sometimes. Sometimes not, but sometimes yeah.
Scary
for either of you. But anyway,
that was awesome. Okay, as we know, I'm a massive Nightwish fan. They don't ever disappoint. Everything they release, you know it's going to be amazing. And often they exceed expectations. A lot of the times when you listen to a new Nightwish song or they release a new album, it's very much like a diary entry from the mind of Thomas Jalapanian. And you don't hear from him for a few years, and then he comes back, and this is what he's observed, this is what he's gone through, and he just brings it all out in this glorious music composition and these thought-provoking lyrics. We're going to talk about lyrics for a bit. This song can be interpreted in a couple of different ways. Firstly, it could possibly be about the people that we meet over the course of our lifetime, each person representing an island and the personal journey for each of us. Or this could be about Thomas's career and the journey of Nightwish as a band and the members that they have lost along the way, reflective of highs and lows and success and all the places that they've been. There is a line, "You who glow in deepest woe, let it be retiree, the water's fine, sail carefree." Very, very certain that's about Marco. If you know the reason and the context under which he left, if you listen to that lyric with the context of that, pretty sure it's about that. And go back and listen to the earlier lyrics in this song. It references like the start of the band, the journey, the rise of one man coming up with an idea, presenting it to his band, comes across, they go to different places, life happens, peaks and troughs, to steal Andrew's term. Of course, with all lyrics, you can draw your own interpretation, which is what I love about this band. I'm very lyrically focused. Musically, it is as grand as Thomas has ever composed and the band has ever played. I get some references to all eras of the band, which at this point in their career is fascinating because they're not touring this album, but we're 2 or 3 years away from the 30th anniversary, and there's plans that there will be some shows with them. So hopefully past members might join and they might finally actually perform with a fucking orchestra, which they've never done. I thought that'd be cool. Yeah. But while it does reference all different eras of what they've done in their almost 30-year career, it doesn't sound dated. It sounds fresh. It sounds there's always new ideas, but then it sounds easily identifiable as Nightwish. It's this really hard thing to do, to keep your sound. Obviously, if you're writing it, Thomas has his style, but he's always exploring new things. So this is heavy and happy. There's so much energy, wonder, and joy for life within this one song. It's calm and chaotic, diverse and complex. It's both beautiful and tricky. Beauticky. Floor sounds amazing. She just shines throughout this album. Apparently, they booked like 2 weeks for her to do all the vocals, and she nailed it in like 8 days.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. It's a shame they're not touring this album because it sounds fantastic. But yeah, like Bell, this gets 10 shots. It's fantastic. And if you haven't heard the album, fuck.
Well, I'm sure we will get to that at some point, like a Sunday session or something coming up. We'll make some time. We'll carve out some time for everyone to go over that one because I'm pretty sure it's going to get a lot of love. If not now, then in our top 10s coming up shortly as well. Terry's gone, "Hey, Jeff, get well, mate." So there we go. So more love. And then Eshko's gone, Hi all, get better, Jeff. This Nightwish album is amazing. Thought that though they did disappoint with the Human Nature album. Okay, well I like Human Nature, so
That's a great album.
I've listened to this one like once so far. I wanted to sit down and actually take it in properly. I just had it like casually on while I was doing some work, so I actually sit down and take it in properly. But no, I did like this song as well. Michael's gone, enough thinking of an Nightwish. Is someone going to talk about Zach? Well, unfortunately, no, because I'm going to go with the Australian artist as always. So for me, I'm going to go with The Last Martyr and their track Requiem. Is in the comments now, and it's also in the description box, so please go and check it out. But yeah, The Last Martyr Requiem is my pick of the week, and this is the title track of a new EP which is out now. It was released October 23, funnily enough, the same day as yesterday, if I'm correct. For those wanting more, you can check out that EP, but also the band are launching this EP, two different shows, one in Melbourne on November the 15th and one in November the 8th, and one in Sydney on November the 15th. So there's a couple of shows there coming up. This song here is very much a sort of a new metal edged kind of song and sound, but I thought the mixing in particular for that style of music, how digital and all that sort of stuff it is, I think the sound was wonderful, really lush, really like some great panning in there. I think the tones were good. I don't know, I thought the great space. I thought, yeah, it was a really well mixed song, and that added to the weight and impact of the song, which I'll get back to in a second. It's got plenty of gloss, which you expect for the style, but there's also a big hook in the chorus. But I love the groove and sort of the meatiness of the overall sound to this sort of real back and forth kind of thing about it there. Sorry, Jeff, I'm going to just quickly pop you on mute there just to have the back. You can undo it yourself at your end there, just with a bit of hospital noise in the background, which is always good. No, yeah, it's all good. What do we got there? So, but what I liked was he can undo the mute. It's all good. But what I liked was this one has a bit of bite to it as well. It's got some aggressiveness in the vocal with it. Always turning the lights off. It's getting mood lighting from Jeff. But yeah, but there's an aggressive vocal, not just the melodic stuff in this one as well. That's a part of their sound that they've really evolved and worked with as years have gone by, and I think it's been really good to see that grow. They've also got a guest spot in this one from Daniel Cullen Richards from the band Alt, and his guest spot in this one between singing and the aggressive side, he fits in really well. It's a nice contrast, and that extra bite brings more spice to the song too. But this one overall starts out kind of sweet, it gets you a bit of a almost poppy sort of intro kind of thing, but then it finishes damn aggressive, and the journey for a shade over 3 minutes in this song is really well done. Between the video and the lyrics as well, going back to things I mentioned before, there's loads of weight in this song, lots of interesting subject matter being covered, and it could be done about relationships, or it can be done about the human state of treating the earth. There's a whole lot of different things going on between the visuals and the lyrics, so there's a lot to dig in if you choose to do so. Keeps you coming back for more, which I found this song really just did drag me back to it. I'm going to check out the EP for sure. I've liked everything these guys have done, but it's been a real sort of pleasure watching from afar, what these guys have done over years, and the previous EPs have been good too. So this one just seems to be another step in an already great direction as far as I'm concerned. They just keep getting better and better. So it's definitely modern, but it's fucking well done, and it stays you long after the final note has rung out for this song. So that's my song of the week as we go through things here tonight. Quickly unmute Jeff. Hey, I've unmuted him. We got he's got the spookiest set of all now.
Wake up, Jeff.
Sorry, they turned the lights on. I have no choice. I can't do anything.
It's all good. It's all good. Don't stress. I'm just making sure
you. 9:30.
Yeah, like it's.
Did I read you a story?
It's the opposite of wake up, Jeff.
Yeah.
Go to bed, Jeff.
Go to bed. No, it's actually a good thing, because you're just praying for something to get quiet around here. I got fucking that song. That song? The Anthrax song? It's a man. Well, yeah. I'm in there. I'm in here, man.
Yeah, you'd be going mad after that long in there too. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad we're able to give you some fun here tonight. All right, let's do some hard rock happenings quickly here and just keep things moving along while we can. Obviously, this is the part where we go through and do a few bits and pieces of news, and obviously everyone knows by now that Paul Di'Anno of Iron Maiden, the first 12 of that band, has tragically passed away at the age of 66. Now, he did have a long-running health battle, so it's not, I guess, any huge surprise, but just for the record. Again, we did the post the other day, which was great to see some feedback on that one, and good to see how many people had actually spoken to him recently or had seen him live, and it was good to, have that sort of love and appreciation for his work, apart from those two Iron Maiden albums, which are all-timers, as everyone knows. But yeah, our condolences from all of us here to everyone that knew and loved him, and just wanted to make sure that bit of news wasn't missed again, because even if you didn't follow his solo career after Maiden, those two albums are seminal required listening pieces, and I think that if it was just for those two things alone, let alone the rest of his career, he would have left one hell of a mark on the history of music, and I think that shouldn't ever be overlooked. So our condolences to all that knew and loved him. But yeah, Paul Di'Anno of Iron Maiden fame has passed away at the age of 66. On more positive news, today it was announced that Metallica and Evanescence, along with Suicidal Tendencies, to Australia, hence 2 Metallica t-shirts tonight.
Okay,
they're
awesome.
To Australia in November 2025. It'll be the first tour from the band in 12 years. They were scheduled to come here with Slipknot a little while ago, but that ended up being nixed. Now, there's been some chatter on our Discord about if, because it's Live Nation, well, dynamic
Live Nation suck.
It'll be interesting to see what happens there. So we're all going to be watching with weighted interest on this one. But anyway, aside from the bullshit of that, they are going to be here November 2025. This is Metallica, Evanescence, and Suicidal Tendencies. They are playing Perth on the 1st November, Adelaide on the 5th, Melbourne the 8th, Brisbane the 12th, Sydney the 15th, and Auckland in New Zealand on the 19th. Now, in case you're wondering, there's obviously some days free in there. So if we do have high sales, I'm pretty sure they'll announce extra shows to come.
Like in Hobart. Woo!
Fingers crossed for you, Bill. I'll keep you my thoughts and prayers.
I expect
they gotta do
They announced what stadium?
Marvel Stadium for Melbourne.
I didn't know
Marvel.
Yeah.
But
what
their
is
entire
Marvel
tour.
Stadium?
Is that
which was
Docklands
Colonial?
It holds like 85,000. So.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was Colonial.
Yeah, their entire tour, they're doing 2 nights in every city with a different set list every night. So I've been expecting double sets, double shows in each city.
We'll see.
Hopefully, if it's but
I
it
think
is
we'll
Live Nation.
definitely get more than one in Melbourne and probably Sydney, probably Brisbane too. For that matter. We'll see about the other side of the East Coast. But they've left obviously room there. Yeah, they've obviously left some room in there for extra dates. So we'll see what happens. I've obviously announced the one, and then they'll see how the ticket sales go on, as the usual thing goes. We all know the game by now. Also, while we're on the news cycle here, don't forget TDT, also known as the Dreadful Tides. Justin, I know you're here. They have a special show and a giveaway coming up. The sales for this close very, very soon. So just to recap, they're doing an EP launch at Musicland in Fawkner on Sunday, December the 1st. You can join the band for their long-awaited EP launch, December the 1st, at BB's Bar in Musicland, Fawkner. It's a matinee show, 12:30 p.m. Doors open. Event goes from 1 till 4. Limited ticket availability, which I'm giving another plug now. Ticket pre-sales close on the 30th, so you have about 6 days left to go. The reason for this is because there's a special part of the EP, for example, where if you buy a ticket for this show, you get your name in the EP. So they need to have these things locked down so that you can get that stuff printed off. But your $30 ticket includes a copy of the EP, hand-signed and numbered as per number of tickets sold, with the cutoff being the venue cap. One signed event poster with band and venue logo donated by Shop by Sladen's. One raffle ticket and your name printed on the thank you page inside the EP, so you'll always have your little part of the TDT history there. The raffle prizes include a Les Paul copy signed by the band, a snare drum used on stage and signed by the band, one band, family, or car photo session valued at $400, thanks to Shop by Sladen's, 2 slabs by Hard Road Brewing, and other stuff in there as well. So there's a lot to get involved in. These guys are fantastic. Their music does not disappoint. And I've had a sneak peek of one of the songs on the EP, and it's going to be my new favorite when that fucking thing actually gets released. So it's an absolute fucking banger, I swear. I couldn't get out of my head for days after listening to it like twice. But anyway, get around, support TDT. This is a special kind of one-off little show. If you want to do something, if you go to one more gig this year, make it this one, because it's a very, very cool event, one not to be missed as far as I am concerned, and I'm sure a few other people out there as well. Finally, just a quick little, there's a lot of releases out tomorrow, actually, quite a few, but just a quick little one here. I'm going to give a nod to Amel and the Sniffers out of Melbourne. Their new album, Cartoon Darkness, drops tomorrow. You've also got Cassandra's Crossing, which is it's a bit of a supergroup kind of thing. It's a band that's got my attention there. Their new album, Garden of Earth Little Lights, drops tomorrow as well. But in case these aren't big enough names for you, Devin Townsend drops his new album, Power Nerd, tomorrow. Doug Pinnick has Thingamajigger coming out tomorrow. Also, just for one for you two guys here, Him have a compilation album, When Love and Death Embrace, the best of Him 97 and 2003 coming out tomorrow as well. So that's a bit of a special one there. So there's a lot more than that. There's a lot of anniversary things and single things. There's something for Rat and for Motorhead and all this sort of stuff. There's a lot of anniversary and compilation stuff coming out tomorrow, along with a whole bunch of new albums coming out as well. So go and check out the new music that's out there, as always, on a Friday. Quickly going over the comments here. Nicole is here going, rest in peace, Paul. Yes, I think we all agree with that. Benji Bang Bang New Zealand. Hey, from New Zealand, you guys. Hey, Ben. Hopefully you keep them all over there. Michael's gone, kidney for sale to afford a Metallica ticket. They may be the rate that we're going to do things here.
Why do you reckon Jeff's in hospital?
Yeah, well,
He knew before.
you know what? I'm sure you've all seen it, but you know the
You got me.
Charlie,
You got me.
wake up. Come on, Charlie. We're going to Magical Mountain, Charlie. That whole thing from fucking YouTube years ago. But at the very, very end of it, spoiler alert, and you haven't seen this one in the last 20 years, he goes, "Oh, damn, they took my kidney." Like at the very end of the fucking thing after it trips balls for a fucking hour. Anyway. What
I need more alcohol.
You do that. I'm going to go through more comments. So Justin says it's going to be a kick-ass of a time. That show is going to be TDT. So good to see you here. Vinny's gone. There's a great doc on ABC iView about Live Nation's stranglehold on the music scene. Highly recommend watching it. Okay, cool. Didn't know about that.
So it's fucking horrible. This whole dynamic pricing thing should be fucking outlawed.
Yeah. They're not operating in good faith. Hopefully,
it's not cool. Yeah, you can get it on whatever streaming, like catch up TV or whatever. But yeah, it's worth watching. It's fucked.
All right, I'll have to watch that one. Vinny, you're in Discord. I think put a link in Discord for us. Justin, you had a sneaky listen to one of the tracks. You know it's good. Yes, I do know it's good. I was just raving about it there. Fuck, I love that song. It's so good. My new favorite. Guru is here. Conspiracy Guru saying, greetings, rockers across the plane. Good to see you, mate. Hopefully you're keeping well over on that side of the world. Benji's gone, hope all is good. Well, it is pretty good overall. Hopefully same for you over there. Tony's here saying, Metallica fan page has $500 general access early entry, $1,000 for Snake Pit. Fuck me dead.
There is a lot of different price tiers because they were doing the two shows, so some tickets will cover both. Some, like, you can get like a platform for 20 people and it costs something ridiculous, and there's like general admission and second and lots of different tiers for it. Covers everyone. It's fair for Metallica's end. It depends what Live Nation does with it.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Guru's gone, Damage Inc. theme, the t-shirts. That's because Metallica got a tour announcement here today. So I think that inspired Dave and Bell's wardrobe choices this evening. Cat's gone, that Michael 100% lol and my firstborn child. So kidneys and firstborn children are for sale to get tickets for Metallica at the rate we're going here.
Come on, Metallica just need the people from the Hard Rock Show to be there, make their day. So that's why we should just get free tickets.
Audio Runner jumped in. Good to see you guys as well. TDT Legends, they're coming over to Adelaide in December with Shotgun Mistress to play the Woodshed with us. I did see that gig announced. It's going to be a fucking cracking gig. That's an awesome lineup. So I hope that goes gangbusters for you guys as well. Vinny's gone is back to the start here. I don't care what anyone says. Deep vein thrombosis would make a great title for a porno. If it hasn't been done already, I'm surprised.
Now I know what you mean.
Yeah, Michael says government talking, making dynamic pricing, ticket pricing illegal for Australia. Yeah, but I don't think that'll come in anytime soon. We'll see.
No.
I see. But
Gene's out of the bottle on that one.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. But anyway, we'll see how things move along. Belle, you're back just in time. I'm going to move over to the Backyard Banger segment of the show here now. So going to put a quick link in the comments, which is for Reliqa with the song Killstar, The Cold World. There's a link in there. It's also in the description box for those tuning in later on or not able to see the link in the comments. But this is Reliqa with Secrets of the Future. That is this week's Backyard Banger. Depending on how you look at things, this could be the band's second or debut, quote-unquote, album. They're a Sydney band. They've also got a couple of EPs under the belt as well. This, though, is their major label debut, with it being released via Grayscale Records here in Australia, but also via Nuclear Blast elsewhere. We originally had Jeff slated into this one, but obviously things haven't gone quite to plan. So we've thrown it to Dave to fill in for Jeff, and we'll cycle things through as time moves on. But Dave, your thoughts on this from Reliqa? A bit of a different one.
Yeah, it is very different. we were going to do it like weeks ago, and then we didn't, and then Jeff got sick. So, but when I first listened to this, I ended up taking way too many notes, and I was going to cut it down. But when Jeff couldn't do it, I stepped up to do it. Remember that time we reviewed that Party Cannon album and I trashed the shit out of it, and they ended up jumping on and commenting?
Yes.
Okay. But this is a local band. I'm going to make sure I'm not shitting on this album. I'm going to make that clear. Okay. It's not really my thing, but it surprised the hell out of me.
That's why I was wondering how you'd go with this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting to hate it, but as it went on, it progressed and it grew on me. Spotify says it's progressive metalcore. When I read that, I had my preconceived notion that it's going to be the usual depressive anger, generic cut and paste breakdowns, and the cliched harsh, clean vocals. Pretty much copy paste every fucking metalcore review I've done from the past 10 years.
Yeah. And
while there is some elements of that, it's used sparingly, and this is not predictable at all. There is a lot of overproduction. It's common with this type of music. It's aimed at a younger audience. These days, you really can't produce music without doing all that shit and expect to gain a young audience, because after growing up with auto-tune and snap to grid, it's the way they want to hear things. I have to remember
also, just on that point, just quickly, that they're also a younger generation coming through as well.
Yeah,
which means,
that's it. I gotta remember, it's not my world anymore. I'm obsolete. My opinions don't mean shit. The way I used to do things, the way I love, it's gone. It's obsolete. Fuck it. So while it's all very snap to grid and there's a lot of program sequences, all stuff that I usually hate, that's simply distracting and annoying, the talent and the songwriting actually shone through enough through that excessive production. I was actually engrossed in this whole album from start to finish on my first listens. The voice is good. There's some really good songwriting, interesting themes. The lyrics cut through on the first listen to the point where I'm saying that's a really cool line. I like where this is going. This grabbed my attention. There's some killer guitar work. There's venturing into virtuoso levels of composition and performance. Its solos are really interesting when they happen as well. Lots of different moods and tempos and themes. There's some dark moments. There's some happy moments. Certainly not a one-dimensional listen, which I always welcome. It doesn't stay in one place for too long, which is why I not only managed to listen to this once, I listened to it 3 times the week we were originally going to do it. Yeah, kept coming back to it. It was fucking fascinating. I can appreciate the time, effort, and talent that went into putting this all together. Due to the digital element and the modern production, it'll never give me goosebumps. It just doesn't. It doesn't compute in my brain. There's no emotive context because it's too fucking processed and too digital. It doesn't trigger that response. It's frustrating because a lot of these songs, themes, and lyrics have the potential to do just that.
Wow.
So if they kept it acoustic or just fucking
I know what you're
analog,
getting at.
if it was analog and not over processed, you suck all the fucking life out of it, which is frustrating. I'm being harsh on this, but that's just to my taste. Credit to everyone involved. It cut through the generation gap. It kept my attention. I found myself liking this more than I thought I would. I was really impressed. I originally rated this higher when I heard it, but last week I tried to give it another listen and I didn't do too well. It must have been like a few weeks ago I was more open to something new. Whereas more recently I'm just like, I just want to listen to something I like. I'm not in that frame of mind. So initially I'm like, fuck it, this can have a 10. Last week I was just like, no, this is a 2. So middle ground, it can have an 8. I'll give it an 8. But yeah, like I said, it's really not my thing. If you watch the show regularly, you know my views on this stuff. But this was interesting enough to cut through all that shit. So I was impressed. 8 shots.
Yeah, well, like you said, Dave, for those that know you and know your taste, that's why I was surprised that you'd written that many notes and you were willing to sort of step up on this one, because I knew when you said that in the chat that if it was going to be negative, you wouldn't have done that. Does that make sense? So I was curious.
I don't like trashing local bands unless your name's King Dracula.
Yeah. Some things don't get old. But no, I'll quickly jump in, then we'll throw it to Bell afterward. But I get the struggle to point, because for me there was the aspect that I struggled with was the rap element of the band. Some parts worked, some parts didn't gel for me, and I've always struggled with that aspect of music. There are some things that I struggle with more than others, and that's one of those things. But that said, it's very cool. I think it's slick and just the right kind of different, which makes this thing cut through. Monique, the vocalist, her vocal is great across the board, whether she's rapping or launching into the vocals, the whole lot. She nails it. This band have chops all around. I think the composition is fantastic as well. It's an interesting melting pot of styles, which, you know, it won't be for everyone, like I was saying before, which, you know, Dave's touched on, I've touched on, but it's memorable, and that's the main thing about it. It will stay with you. It's you can easily see why these guys are so well loved and also getting so much respect out there too, and the amount of plays they're getting back all this up. Because when you go through the album, it's not just like the singles are getting plays; it's the rest of their stuff as well, which is getting pretty good numbers too, which is good to see. I have listened to the whole thing. Obviously, I do want to go and give it a deeper dive per se, but I did enjoy it to listen to. I did listen to the whole thing, like I said, I did enjoy it. Some of it's more challenging, but I want to sit down properly with headphones. Just go, okay, just take this in full. But yeah, I'm keen to check out more from this band, and hopefully we get more from them sooner rather than later. But yeah, I actually enjoyed this one quite a lot. I'm going to be with Dave. I've got 8 shots as well, so 8 and 8 so far. Now I'm wondering, Belle's got her head in her hands, so this could mean.
Oh, sorry.
What are you sorry for? Are you going to trash this thing, or are you going to?
No, I'm not at all.
What's going on? Why have you got you? I'm scared. Like, what is going on when you're doing this after we've given our thoughts? I'm like, what the fuck's going to happen now? So just rip the bandit off. Go for it.
No, it's not bad. And I wasn't laughing about what you were saying about the band. I was laughing at Jeff because he was frozen and it was silly. That's all. And you know, let's blame Jamison's for that, because normally it would not be hilarious.
Jamison.
Yeah.
I bet only wine.
All right.
Homebrew chocolate rum tonight.
Oh, yum!
Yep.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It is.
Pardon Andrew's place.
Damn. I'll give you my new address, because, you know, Christmas presents.
I'm actually about to put a couple of brews down, so we can stock up for Christmas and that. So I'll make sure I send you guys or bring some bottles.
Yeah, Christmas is coming.
Yeah,
Halloween coming. Halloween present, dude.
No. I'll bring everyone some stuff down, because I'm going to be down in November and December, January. So I've got a couple of trips coming up. So we'll catch up with everyone.
Yeah. Late January?
Early.
Ah, fuck. Yeah, you're going to miss my birthday, man.
I know. Sorry, dude. Anyway, Belle, I'll give you your thoughts.
All right. Yeah, this is a really good album. I think these guys have shitloads of talent, just across the board. I like the singer's vocals. As long as she wasn't rapping, I'm definitely with you there, Andrew. And I'm not saying it was crap. Well, I don't look, because it's not my thing. I don't actually know if it was crap or not. I don't know, but it's not my taste.
It was just not to my taste. Yeah, yeah,
exactly, not to my taste. So it's not my thing. Crap is crap. Well, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. The music itself, though, was excellent. There was some quite technical guitar work going on here. They reminded me a lot of the band Tesseract, very genty and in places.
Yep.
Look, I can't see myself listening to this album again, but I can see the appeal for others, like they've said, of a different generation that it kind of gets the whole thing. I get bits of it and I like bits of it, but as a whole production, I don't know, it just didn't. It wasn't completely my thing, but it was really good. I think these guys definitely have something special, and I hope they do really well for themselves, genuinely. So
nice.
I gave it 8 out of 10. Yeah.
Cool. 8 all around. That's good. And for the record, that's the same number I was going to give to The Last Martyr. I don't know if I said it or not, but yeah, 8 shots to Last Martyr earlier on tonight. Now, Jeff, you're here with us. I know you've got no notes in that, but this was originally assigned to you. Do you have any recollection or any thoughts off the top of your head on this one?
Not in the way I don't remember what I wrote, because it was quite a while back.
Yeah.
So it's just been sitting on my computer. But I did like it. I liked it a lot. I must say that I remember the first song. When I listened to the first song, it came through and it immediately put me off. I was like that first maybe minute. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, what am I in for here? This is going to be shit.
Agreed.
And then all of a sudden it got better. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then the second song and so forth and so forth. So I do remember that. And but yeah, I can't remember how many shots I gave it, but I think it was somewhere in the area of 8. I'll have to look at my notes, because at the end of the day, I liked it. Like it's not really for me, but I applauded the effort and the talent and the decision to go in a different direction than other bands.
Yeah. No, cool. No, I definitely agree with everything you said there, man. That's very well done. And I'm glad you're able to remember as much as you did about it. I do understand like I said, the first impact of this stuff, and then you hear the first thing, you're like, well, hang on. But then as you get into it, like what Dave went through, as you move through the motions of going through it, it can be a bit more captivating. So don't let the first taste, if you do listen to this one, put you off. Stick with it and listen to the whole thing through, because it actually has a lot of context when you start digging into it as well. Got some comments. Craig's here saying, hi all, welcome back, Slackers. Yeah, I know we have our moments where we are quote unquote professional, clearly. Good to see you. Hopefully you're keeping well out there. Michael's gone. Reliqa are fantastic. Seen them many times now. They just keep getting better each time. That's good to see as well. I'd be curious to see what they're like live, actually. I'd be curious to see how they do that. Glenn's here. Good to see you. Vinny, deep vein throbnosis, perhaps, as a porn title for... There we go. We're getting into it now. Michael's gone. Sarai off the album is my favorite track. I did write down some tracks, but I haven't got them here with me, unfortunately. I did like Terminal, for example. That's one that does come to mind straight off the bat. Craig says, Reliqa, not really my thing. I love progressive metal, but this just doesn't grab me. And this is where it isn't going to be for everyone, but it is interesting nonetheless. Vinny says, personally, I'm becoming more open to the digitized elements of music recently. I've always loved the cyberpunk futuristic themed content. That's it. If you find a touchstone way to get into things, then if you have little reference points that make it easier for you to get into different worlds, and that's never a bad thing too. So whatever works for you, I'm glad you found a way to get into that, Vinny, which is cool. Tony says, I do sound good. It's just, I agree if that the digital bit was snipped back a bit, but they do have talent. So there we go. Some more, we are an older generation, obviously, most of us here. So it is going to be one of those things. Michael says on the flip side, it's the futuristic sound that I love about Reliqa, because they, to me, don't sound like much else here in Australia right now. I do get the Tesseract part, though. That's a good point. There aren't a lot of bands like this in Australia doing it, especially not to this level of execution as well. So I think that's worth noting in the background of all this conversation. Also, some good, interesting points coming across the board on that one there too, which is nice. Tony's gone, yep, Gen X here. we're all in that
best
bracket.
Generation.
All right, cool. Let's see here. Time to move over to Fretboard Feud, which is where we go through Aerosmith stuff there. And we will see how this plays out, because this week, we're going to go through and pick tracks off of Draw the Line. Now, for those who don't know this part of the show, we've got a theme where we're going through the 70s albums from Aerosmith this time around. And actually, quickly before we do this one, next week, we're going to go over Black Aces. Black Aces is next week, Backyard Banger. And then the week after that is Flitcraft. I might change the order a bit manually here, and I'll do Black Aces next week and leave Flitcraft for Jeff for the week after that, to give Jeff a little more time to get back on his feet and get back into the swing of things there. Hopefully that's all good, but we'll see what happens there. But anyway, as I was saying before that, we're going to go through now and pick some songs off of the Aerosmith album, Draw the Line from 1977. We rotate the order through. Whoever goes last, the week before goes first in the new week and all that sort of stuff. But just to quickly recap, last week we went through and picked songs from Rocks. Jeff had the first pick. He picked Back in the Saddle. I don't think anyone was hugely surprised by that. Bell took Nobody's Fault. I took Last Child. Conrad had Rats in the Cellar. And Dave took Lick and A Promise. I'm not sure if Jeff is going to come back in or not, but I do have his pick for this one.
That was an interesting pick.
So yeah, that was what, you don't remember choosing that one, Dave?
I don't remember the last time I was on this show, to be honest. I really don't. 2/3 of a bottle of rum will do that to you.
Yeah, no, you were having a good night that one. So yeah, here we go. Got Jeff back in. There we go. Good to see you again, Jeff. All right.
Sorry about that.
Look, no, don't be sorry, man. It's all good. The way this thing works is that we go through pick songs, and then we poll the audience for their top 3 songs off of any given album, and then we sort of see how their audience choice top 5 matches against our 5 picks for each and every week. So to go through here, number 5 from the audience side of things was Rats in the Cellar, as chosen by Conrad. So he got the minimal points for that one there. So no, actually he got 25 points for that because there are some splits in this, which is going to get interesting, which we'll get to in a second. Number 4 was Sick as a Dog. That got a couple of votes, but no one of us picked it. So that was the 4th most popular choice. Last Child came in 3rd. That was for me. Nobody's Fault was Bell's choice. That came 2nd, which means Jeff clearly took out the number 1 spot with Back in the Sun, which means, Dave, your pick, Lick and a Promise, didn't get any love, unfortunately, from the audience. Or not enough to get into the top 5 anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that it's funny in this
Why did I pick that?
I don't know. You did it.
Talking about Dave from 6 weeks ago. I don't fucking know.
So, just for context here, the way we score this out points wise, the most popular gets a 50 point points given to them. The least popular gets 10 points given to them. As things stood last time around, now it's important because the order has changed because Jeff was on 75 points along with Dave, both on 75 points. Conrad on 80, Bell on 100, and I was out in front on 120 points. That's how things were at the end of last week. This week, things are different. Courtesy of the scores going the way they went, Dave is now in 5th place on 85 points.
I suck.
Conrad has dropped a place to go to 4th on 105 points. And it's interesting to note here, too, that this was Dave's idea. So, well,
I think I do better, but obviously not.
Then what we got here? Jeff has moved up to 3rd. So from last to 3rd now, 120 points. Which means actually there's a tie in the top spot because Belle had the most popular choice. She takes at number 1, but I'm number 2. Both of us on 145 points as things stand. Moving into next week, and we have one more choice after this week's album as well. So this week and next week, and then we'll move on to something else entirely. So the opportunities to make up ground are diminishing. So we're getting to the pointy end of things now. So now it's time to move over to Draw the Line from 1977. Dave, you'll get first pick from this one. So any thoughts you have on this album along with your pick from the bunch. So there's a reference track in the comments too for Draw the Line for those curious in the comments and the description box. But Dave, over to you.
Yeah, I like this album. Wheels might have been falling off, but they still managed to release a good album. 3 favorite songs, which one to go with? I'm going to go with the title track, Draw the Line, because it's good. So that's my pick.
Nice. All right. So Dave has Draw the Line. Jeff, I know which way you're going, but you're here, so you may as well let us know yourself. Which way you're going on this?
There's no other choice. It has to be Kings and Queens.
Good song. There is one other choice I did.
That would be my top 4. That would have been my choice. I'm assuming your top choice is
Queens is a good song.
Kings and Queens?
Yes.
Yeah, same here.
That's annoying. Dave got my number 2.
Sorry, Bill.
Yep. So that's that. So Belle, you get to go number 3 now. So you got 3 picks. Which one are you going with now?
I think, number 3, Sight for Sore Eyes. Number 3 is my number 3.
Okay, cool. So we got that one now. So Dave has Draw the Line. Jeff has Kings and Queens. Belle has Sight for Sore Eyes. For me, just quickly on the album, it's a different album, but still pretty cool. Even though the wheels are falling off, they still managed to put out something nice. I think a lot of that's to do with the producer as opposed to the band.
Yeah, he held them together.
He pulled it out of the fire. But yeah, mate, and the rest of the band around the 2 Toxic Twins did a good job with this one too. They stepped up, and it's weird how it didn't work out the same way later on. But anyway, it's an infectious album, a lot of fun. I think that the real centerpiece of this one is Kings and Queens, but it's unfortunately taken. But that song shows some great growth and talent. But like I said, the whole story of this album is a bit different. But for me, I'm going to go with when you get to I get the 4th choice here. I'll take Critical Mass. I think I'll go with that one.
Good pick. My number 2. Nice choice.
So I'll take that one. And as Conrad isn't here, the way this works when someone is absent, if we don't get a pick for them, Conrad will get the 5th most played song because he would have, we go through I always take the most played top 5 and just sort of put them into a little list here in case I need them. And in this case, I do. So Conrad is going to be assigned the song I Want to Know Why. That is going to be Conrad's assignment for this. Which is, again, all these songs get stuck in your head. So that might be a sneaky good pick for Conrad at the end of the day.
Yeah,
But,
it might be. And if he wonders why, he'll know why.
Well,
I want to know why. We know why.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point. So just to quickly recap here. So Bell and I are tied out in front 145 points. Jeff is 20 points or 25 points behind us on 120. Conrad at 105. Dave on 85. Dave got the first pick this week. He went with Draw the Line. Jeff took Kings and Queens. Bell took Cypress Arise. I took Critical Mass. And Conrad was assigned. I want to know why. So that is where we're at this week. Let's see what the audience have to say. Craig says Kings and Queens. Dave, pick it. Typo Queens. I don't know how you did. I know how you did that because the Q's next to the W, but well done. So yes, Kings and Queens. What do we got? The hand that feeds is hands down my favorites. There we go from Michael. We will do a poll on this one coming up over the next few days, so make sure you're following on social. And Craig's gone top 3: Kings and Queens, Critical Mass, and Draw the Line. So there we go.
Dude, be, exactly the same as me.
Yeah, same as Dave. There we go.
You're backwards.
There we go. Alrighty. I guess we're moving over to the pointy. Oh, no, not yet. We got one more game to go here. So next week, we're going to be doing Night in the Ruts, which is the 79, which is the finale of this whole process here. So we're going to do the voting this week. We'll do Night in the Ruts next week. And then the week after that, we'll start moving on to a Build-A-Band theme, which we haven't done for a while. So Build-A-Band. And then after we've done Build-A-Band, we'll go on to Thin Lizzy's discography and revisit that one because Dave and I did a special on that quite some years ago. So it's worth going back and seeing how this game plays over with the Thin Lizzy discography.
Yes.
Thin Lizzy will probably be next year now, won't it?
Yeah, it will be next year. Yeah, we probably won't even finish the Build-A-Band this year, I don't think, when we start breaking down the weeks we've got left. But we might be able to, we might do something. I'll work it out how many weeks we've got coming up. So
could do like bass and drums last week or something.
We could speed it up a bit, yeah, because it might be a bit easier. I'll work out the schedule because there's a week in November that might be a bit tricky, but we'll see how things play out.
Not much time left.
No, unfortunately, I'm getting to the very point end of the year, and I want to make sure we do get the top 10s live streamed as well. So I'm trying to, compress things a bit toward the end of the year before, because once we go past the first week of December, things go to shit. So it's pointless trying to go past.
December's fucked for everyone.
Yeah, so
earlier the better.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Time for the guessing game, which this is the way we go through. Someone gets to go through. It's Dave's turn this week, where we have guessing games of, who am I or what the album or whatever. There's different variants of this one. Or in case you haven't got a list of album, band, or person, you can just do the cheat code here, which is guess the song. So Dave, which one are you giving us? What are we doing? We're doing album, person, song, band. What is it?
Guess the song.
Guess the song. I think that's
I know I've had 6 weeks to do better, but I picked Guess the Song so long ago. We ended up not doing it, but I'm sticking with it because that's what I picked.
I think in some respects it's also one of the fun ones, so I get why people pick it. It's easy, it's fun. Yeah. Anyway, over to you, man. It's your game.
All right, we'll see how we go. Obviously, I'm not doing the chorus because that will give it away. There is one phrase in one of these lyrics that references an earlier song from this band, so I'll skip that too.
Okay, cool. Just to reckon here, people, the way the Guess the Song works, the people that don't know, is that the person who's got the game, in this case, Dave, will go through the lyrics and read them out to us. Not sing them, but read them out to us, and we'll see how long it takes for any of us to guess it. We get one guess each. The audience, you can do whatever you want in the comments, so have at it. And we'll see what happens from there. All right, Dave, over to you.
You don't want to hear me sing. It'll kill the whole string. All right. The hardest part this troubled heart has never yet been through now was heal the scars that got their start inside someone like you now. For had I known, or I'd been shown, back when how long it'd take me to break the charms that brought me harm and all that would erase me.
No,
I never would or thought I could, no matter what you'd pay me. You played a part, you stole my heart, I should have known. Earlier song title. For all I knew that with you, I'd want someone to save me. I'd be enough, but just my luck, I fell in love and maybe. Chorus. Verse 2. So bittersweet this tragedy won't ask for absolution. This melody inside of me still searches for solution. A twist of fate, a change of heart cures my infatuation. I'm a broken heart, provides a spark for my determination. Chorus. In fact, there's 2 choruses for this song. It opens with a chorus and then there's a main chorus. This part has chorus 1, then chorus 2.
I'm going to be way off, but I'm going to take a shot here because if I'm not even close to the ballpark, I'm just going to be out anyway. So I see Bell struggling with it. I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid and go, okay, is it Guns N' Roses? Perhaps.
You're half right.
Okay.
It's not perhaps.
Yeah, but it's a newer Guns N' Roses song, I think. But anyway.
New-ish. It's not that new anymore.
I know what album it's off, and I'm just trying to piece the freaking... Oh.
Well, I figured if I wasn't right, I'd give
Guns N' Roses would be way too obvious, but it can't be classic Guns N' Roses. It has to fuck with people because you've all heard it. You've all heard it.
Yeah.
There might be
better by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, there we go.
You got it.
It's better.
Yeah.
Jeff got it. There we go.
Jeff got it. Nice.
Well
that's
done,
probably
Jeff.
actually what I was thinking of, but I couldn't remember it, so I did a quick Google on new Guns N' Roses songs because that's what I was going to go with. Which one was it? And I saw perhaps, okay, I'll guess that one, and then it wasn't. Obviously, it was better, so it was.
Yeah, perhaps better.
Sorry, Belle.
You can see it was so close. It was so close.
I knew it was off Chinese Democracy. I knew it. Fuck. Well done, Jeff.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Well, just quickly on the audience side of things here, Craig's gone back to the whole the 3 songs of Aerosmith. He's gone. That's because we share their same birthday month, Dave. So there we go.
Of course, man. Aquarians are fucking champions.
Barbecue with Neil says hi. Good to see you. New person, haven't seen you before. Barbecue with Neil. I'd remember that username if I'd seen that. So good to see you.
Barbecues are great.
I see the Canadian flag there. So
and a Canadian flag, yes.
Yeah. And Nicole says never heard it.
Barbecuing. How's it going, hey?
So Nicole's never heard better, and Jeff,
Jeff
jumped out and then jumped in, and then
who's never heard better?
30th.
Nicole.
30th of Jan.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen to Chinese Democracy. Fuck.
Yeah, better from It's one of the old. I knew it was a later one. It was just whatever it was, but yes. Anyway, there we go. That's the guessing game part of things done. But that was actually pretty good. It was funny how it was tearing Bell apart. I'd have had a shot in the dark, and then Jeff. One of those things.
That was a cool one.
How it all works.
I was thinking of going with what's that fucking Shadow of Your Love? Obscure song that people should have heard. But yeah, no, I went with something else, Chinese Democracy.
Nice. Nicole's gone. Guns N' Roses not my bag, buddy. Sorry. Fair enough.
You're wrong.
No, you don't get him started. And Barbecue and Neil, thanks for the warm welcome. Greatly appreciated. No, seriously, most welcome. Good to have you here. Love having people around. Well, it's funny that you've asked the next question because we're approximately you guys broadcasting from. We're from all over the joint. We have Jeff.
We're all over the world.
Jeff currently in Melbourne, but he's originally from Canada. Bill is in Tasmania. Dave is also in Melbourne, and I'm in Queensland. So we're Australia. So we are in Australia, but yeah, that's where we are situated. We are from all over Australia with an expat from Canada in amongst the grouping here, the one at the dark screen, bottom left, for those watching at home who don't know. So there we go. Good to see you. Always love having a new face jumping into the chat. We do recognize the regulars and the newies when they come through. So yeah, good to see you as well. So hopefully you keep them all over there. And thanks for tuning in. All right, time for the fun part of the night. This is where we get to play stupid games and win dumber prizes because there are none. We're going to put a couple of tracks in the comments, and they're also in the description box for everyone to check out as well. We're going to go through and battle off the soundtracks this week. The reference tracks for everyone to check out are Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall, and we also have Led Zeppelin, Immigrant Song. Now, in case you don't know, these are from 2 different albums. These come from Barbecue with Neil's going, where did you say the pretty lady is from? Tasmania. That is where Tasmania.
Oh,
there you go, Belle. You get the comments.
Thank you.
You get the nice words there. All right. Where am I at? Sorry, I'm losing track of my fucking shit here. New season, that's right. It's a new season, the King of the Riff. I've got to get onto it. Now, the way this works is we poll the audience, and then we go through and pick out. We've been doing a top 12 in the last season. That's going to be the normal format going forward. Because we are getting toward the end of the year where it's a bit tighter, I've gone back to the 10 album format. But even within that, I've had to go through and fucking really tweak the list of what the audience gave us because some albums are a lot harder to get on streaming services than other ones, and I want to make it as easily accessible to everyone, not only for us on the show, but also for those that want to listen to the playlist every week and that as well.
Let me guess, Shocker's not making it.
No, unfortunately. Due to that reason, it was popular. So in that context, there's some honorable mentions sort of to go through here. So these are ones that were popular but couldn't get in there because it was too hard to make the playlist work. So Lost Boys, Rockstar, believe it or not, and Shocker. So those 3 albums, I really had to get those ones to work would be tricky at best, and it's just sort of like I'm trying to make it as user-friendly as possible. As it is, there's one album here, which is next week, which I'm going to have to fucking manually do. I did find all the tracks, but it's going to be fucking painful. I didn't want to do that every single week. So just sort of picked one that was sort of more popular than the other ones. And okay, that one I'll do the work for, but the rest I sort of just moved things around it and made things work out as best I could. That said, the albums still are a very interesting mix. So from 10 through to 1 in terms of the seeding, we base our seeding on popularity here. We have Top Gun, School of Rock, The Wall, Dazed and Confused, Last Action Hero, Trick or Treat, Spawn, The Crow, and Blues Brothers. That's an interesting little list there coming through. So
that's cool.
It's gonna be fun.
Thank God Rocky Horror didn't make it. I'm fucking happy.
It did.
What?
Yeah, so I must have missed that one. That came in number 6. So yeah.
Oh,
There we go. Well, guess what? When it comes up, you guys can soundly rip it to shreds if you choose to do
good.
so.
I will.
Fuck.
Spoiler alert for the weeks to come. I know which way that's going to go.
Whatever's going up against it right now, I'll put down my vote.
Yeah, anything but that.
Actually, looking at the battle, it's a pretty sure it'll be a fait accompli anyway for us on the show. I don't know about the audience vote. The audience vote might be very different because we
I don't care anything but that. Fucking King Dracula over that.
Dave, I promise you, when that week rolls around, you will be happy. I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with that.
Mate, the way my life's going, you can't guarantee anything week for week.
Actually, yeah. Actually, no, just revisiting my thoughts there. Maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, we'll work it out as we go through. And I'm not sure, actually. I misread that, so now it'll be interesting. But there are some good albums in this one, so even if you get a bad one week, it won't last for too long, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, next week is going to be Dazed and Confused versus Top Gun, but this week it's all about The Wall versus School of Rock. Like I said, this is the new season, the King of the Riff. I know there's going to be a lot of comments that come through this one as we go along. So I'll quickly catch up with here. Neil's gone, and who is from Canada? The one on the bottom left, Jeff, is from Canada. The Tassie hatchet. That's Michael responding to the Tassie stuff. Barbecue Neil says, I'm 70 miles north of Kingston, Ontario. So yes.
I'm from Belleville, Ontario.
Belleville. There you
go. I've been to Kingston many times.
There you go. So hopefully you heard that, Neil, because there's obviously someone very close to neck of the woods there. Tasmania's a very lucky country. Love to go and visit. Maybe one day you will. Justin says Rockstar greatest soundtrack. It's a great soundtrack. It's just not available on streaming services, which is fucking woeful. And generally that would be like because you can't even find them. And I wasn't going to go through and make a YouTube playlist for us all to go through every week and then make one for Spotify, which is going to be pretty much fucking
too hard to be.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, so I'd have to go and find some of the songs aren't even available. Like most of Rockstar isn't even available on, or even if it's not all of them, the important ones, which are the ones from the band, the important ones aren't on the fucking on there at all. You can find them not the proper versions. You know what I mean? Like you can find someone's uploaded the song, some random accounts uploaded the song to YouTube, and that's what you can get for the important ones on Rockstar. But it's a great soundtrack. I agree. We'll see. Nicole's going to love Rocky Horror. That's going to be an interesting one. I know people on the panel aren't going to like that one. So we'll see what happens. Vinny says, fancy dress for Dave when you review Rocky Horror. Well, that will be interesting. Craig says, Iron fucking Eagle. That is a good soundtrack as well. And that's a banger, Craig. Good call. So we're getting some good love for Iron Eagle, but didn't get a lot of votes, unfortunately. But we have compiled our list. I've had to do some culling to make it work in, obviously, with these ones, unfortunately, things like Shocker again that Dave mentioned before. There's and Lost Boys. Lost Boys, another one which was very problematic to.
That's unusual. That's not available on Spotify. It was such a big soundtrack in that day.
Yeah, but it was one of those ones where to make it work, I'd have to go through and there was some songs were just not available at all on Spotify. So I had to go through.
So speaking of compilations and soundtrack albums, so much licensing and different artists and different deals and so much. Yeah.
Even on the ones I've kept, there are some songs like, for example, Last Action Hero, I think, has an Anthrax song from memory that is not on Spotify, so we'll have to send you guys a link to one song on YouTube. Does that make sense?
I got the CD. So yeah.
So there'll be some even amongst this. There's some that are going to be a bit of fucking around even amongst. So I didn't want to make it too much of that. I figured if I send you a song or two, I'll it's easy. But if I have to send you a whole fucking list of go to this platform, check out this album, then go to this,
keep it simple.
check out that one, just make it easy because I know you guys. Yeah, I don't want to make it harder for everyone.
Nah, just thinking the last action here, I have to listen to Cypress Hill. Fucking hell. I'll
You
skip
get
that
the
song.
Guns N' Roses song though.
The Hammer, yeah, it's an odd one out, but it's not bad. But I'll save it for
Anyway, save for the battle. Save for the battle.
okay.
Neil's gone
Fucking
from Bell to
Cypress
That's
Hill.
My Sister and Mother live. So there you go. Some more local people up in that side of the
Oh,
world.
it's such a small world.
It is.
I
When you
love
start
that.
to really get into it, it really is, which is fun. You think it's a small world in general. Where I live is a small fucking town. Like, fucking bizarre how many people know everyone in this town. Anyway, Craig says Dio's hide in the rainbow. When we got Victoria says, don't get the hype over Rocky Horror, just my personal opinion. But we'll get to that in
Thank
the
you.
Yes.
Craig says, fuck Rocky Horror, I'm going Rocky 4. Wow.
Yeah, that's the shit right there. Everybody can change.
Anyway, let's get on to this week's battle at last. Okay, so for those that are wondering, in case you can't tell, we're going to get, I know there's a lot of comments that have come through. I'll get to those at the end. Now let's just get into the battle because it is School of Rock going up against The Wall. That's what tonight's battle is. It's a bit of fun here to go through and see what happens. I just had to go through and cull the list, but let's get into it. Let's see what comes out on top at the end of the day. Jeff, you are here. I know which way you're going, but give us your thoughts and which way you're going and why.
All right. Well, when I saw this battle, I was like, what? There's one album here that is like just such a classic album. You know, it's an all-time classic. It's no one can refute it. And if you do, you're a fucking idiot. But when you look at the other album, School of Rock, and you see all the songs on there that, you know, I mean, there's just more enjoyable songs that I would put on in my car and drive to, you know. So The Wall, great album, but if I want music that's gonna put me in every different mood, and more upbeat, School of Rock. So School of Rock gets my vote.
Here we go. So we have kicked things off. We have gone with School of Rock gets the first nomination at this point in time. Let's play opposite corners. Dave, let's go to you next.
I don't know my fucking.
Well, Jeff's bottom left on my screen, your top right on my screen. So you're going next. And like that's
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Ping pong. Right. Excellent collection. Oh, no. Okay, I'll start again. School of Rock. Excellent collection of classic rock songs with a couple of newer songs. Well, newer for 2003 mixed in. And some originals. Plus some sound bites from the movie. You get The Who, The Doors, Cream, Led Zeppelin, T-Rex, and Ramones. And in 2003, those classic rock bands were cool again after the fucking dismal state that music got in the 90s. And where'd the notes go? Right, new bands at the time. 2003, we had The Darkness and The Black Keys.
Yeah.
Never got into The Black Keys. They were kind of cool when you hear them, but yeah. It was The Darkness.
And fucking Darkness song too, though.
Yeah, I love that song. I love that band. It's just like, yes, finally, somebody's not fucking screaming and moaning. That band, when that came out with Permission to Land, holy shit. Like, finally, out of the darkness, we get some light. And that had to be included.
Oh, well done.
Fuck. But the day that album came out, I heard one song and I went to buy the CD. And on the back of the CD, a dude's wearing a Thin Lizzy t-shirt. Like, yep, done. Bought the CD and just like, this is the album I've wanted for the last 10 years. Finally, we can forget all about the last fucking decade. Yeah. But that band was probably the only new band at the time you could include on the School of Rock CD. Things would get better from then onwards. The movie band No Vacancy have two different songs and two different writers if you look them up for who did which song, a rock song and a ballad. But both of those songs are pretty cool. I prefer the first song at the start of the movie. I can't remember what it's called. And of course, the album closes with The Long Way to the Top jam with the kids, which is always fun. Jack Black's fucking awesome. So this goes up against The Wall. which is a concept album. And the movie was based off the concept album, which came out 3 years after the album. How do you call this a soundtrack when it came out 3 years before the fucking movie? I don't get how this is in this whole battle. So School of Rock win by default because it's a soundtrack.
Wow.
And The Wall is a concept album. So I don't get how this was included.
All right. That's okay. We had two.
Just fucking logic. I mean, The Wall is a concept album. They made a movie off it 3 years later. It's not a soundtrack. It doesn't count. It's out.
Well, we'll see. There's still on the votes to go here. So let's go to Belle next.
Oh, good. All right. So I'll start with having a bit of a talk about Pink Floyd, The Wall. It was actually great going back to this album. I think I've only listened to it once since we did the concept album battle, which I actually thought was earlier this year, but it wasn't. It was last year.
Last year.
Fuck the hell. It's fast. So
you've been hanging around with us for a while now, Belle.
I have.
Well over a year.
That got me thinking about that. I'm like, that's really cool. And so it was good to go back to it. And the difference I found this time around is I was less awestruck as I was when I first heard it. And I was just able to relax and enjoy the now somewhat familiar music. But there was still a lot of new information and detail to take in because it's a complex album in so many ways. And I think it would take quite a long time before you really understood and absorbed the album as a whole.
Yep.
So, hopefully I get to do that.
Have you seen the movie?
In my lifetime. Yeah, I did. I watched the movie back when we were doing the concept battle.
Cool.
It's cool. It's very fucking cool. It really helped me understand the album.
It does, yeah.
So they did a great job with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't really have much else important to say about that. School of Rock. So there are some wonderful classic rock songs on here that don't typically get played on my formats, record, CD, Spotify. So it was nice to hear them this week, actually. And these songs like Substitute, Touch Me by The Doors, Sunshine of Your Love, Age of 17, etc. Those ones just aren't in my kind of mix of
regular rotation.
They just don't get played, yeah. There are also some more enjoyable songs on here by the fictitious No Vacancy. The random cut-ins from the movie were cool. I was in the movie for Yonk, so it was fun to hear those again. But there were some terrible songs on here. Looking at you, T-Rex and the Ramones. Not a fan.
Oh, ouch.
No.
I can understand. Like T-Rex is fucking great, but Ramones, but T-Rex, fuck.
No, not for me. And I've never liked the song School of Rock, nor the cover of a song It's a Long Way to the Top. It's just horrible shit. And the best song in the movie, which is The Wait, was not even on the soundtrack, which is really
fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great scene. Great. It's only a short snippet of it, but hey, it's in the movie. Why isn't it on the soundtrack? Anyway, so I'm not going to get into what album qualifies to be here and what doesn't. These are the two albums that I was given to compare, so that's what I'm doing.
That's what the audience put up.
Yeah.
But they're wrong. So, it's soundtracks, not fucking concept albums that were turned to a movie.
Well,
anyway,
look, as I said, I'm not going to get into it, even though I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted right now, but I won't. Anyway, it turns out there's no comparison. Pink Floyd for the win.
There we go. It's 1 and 2.
It's
now,
I love that album. I love that band. I love that album, but it doesn't qualify.
But it does actually, because it turns out. See, I'm done now.
You're going to get into it now. Yeah. Go for it.
It is now a soundtrack album because there is a movie, and the wall.
The movie
is
was based off the concept.
It doesn't matter.
Album.
It's now. The Wall is a soundtrack to the movie.
It would have to be the only soundtrack that came out 3 years before the movie was even made.
Doesn't make it not a soundtrack.
But it's a soundtrack. It's still a soundtrack. It's a movie, The Wall, and the album The Wall is the soundtrack to that movie.
The movie is based off the fucking album.
I understand the order, but it's still a soundtrack.
No, it's not. Okay.
In just to get into the finer detail, there was a quote unquote soundtrack for the movie, which has a different play order.
Yeah, exactly. If you think of Quadrophonia, the Quadrophonia movie is based off the concept album, and they released a soundtrack album off the movie.
However, there was never any sort of official release for the soundtrack, quote unquote, of The Wall. But all the songs, aside from the tiniest little bit, are on there, and the variants between the two albums are no better or worse than any other variants you get from what Bell mentioned about the best song in School of Rock, for example, not being on the soundtrack. So between that sort of level of variance, there's not enough there to make it a distinction.
I wish they would release a soundtrack of The Wall, because there is that extended part of Empty Spaces.
Yeah.
There hasn't been, that should be on a fucking album, but it's not.
I agree, but this
is a live album.
But at the same time, the 90.
So how is this the soundtrack if there's more on the movie than that's not on the album?
Because it's still a good 95% plus of the album in the movie.
Yeah, but that's not the full representation of the movie.
But you can't say that about School of Rock.
Neither School of Rock, as Andrew just said, because there's little bits of other songs that aren't on the soundtrack.
Yeah, okay, I get it. I'm not arguing. I can't be fucked. But yeah, it just seems ridiculous to me.
I get it.
Album that turns into a movie. It's not a fucking soundtrack.
We throw it to the audience. The audience give us the albums, and we just poll them by seeding.
That's
and
it.
Yeah. But there's been so many of these battles where there's been so many technicalities where we're supposed to fucking rate them on what the battle is named, and so many things just slip through. It's stupid.
No, well, maybe we can work out a better way of doing things next year. But for now, this is what we got. So
this is what we got. Yeah.
For now, that's what we got. It's a tricky one anyway, because like I said, I had to make this one work in some way, shape, or form anyway. If I kept culling albums, I'd have run out.
Yeah. Well, fucking Pink Floyd is superior to every album on this list. They're just going to win.
I'm not sure about that. We'll see.
It is. It's a fucking great album. Everything else is a collection of artists. You have a collection of many different artists coming together to make a soundtrack. This is one fucking band. It really falls out.
Let's see how it fares. Like, I'd be interested to see where it kind of ends up. It might come first.
Yeah, I'm curious because it
probably will.
It wasn't.
It's short, but it's a great album. But it doesn't fit this battle.
Dave,
it's not very advantage.
Just on your point, the audience vote. We've got the audience vote result, and it wasn't a complete smashing. So this is much more.
If we're going to just vote on the albums that are in, I'd vote it to win. But it shouldn't.
It may not.
I'll shut up. I don't care.
Anyway.
All
right. Anyway, let's get into the finer details of things. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Now, I think that there is an argument which we're obviously having about compilation versus quote unquote natural album. I think both are great, to be honest. But that said, there's small timers on both these albums. I don't have a huge collection of notes here. I mean, we all know these pieces of music. Where School of Rock used some of the all-time greats to land their punch, as let's face it, all these soundtracks are going to do. I think The Wall is in and of itself an all-time great. Jeff and I were talking before it went live, and it's much more cerebral a listen. So it may not give you the same feeling and vibe of a soundtrack. So I think while we're having this conversation now, I don't think this conversation is going to be the same conversation in weeks to come when it comes to The Wall, assuming it goes through. I don't think it'll be the same conversation that's had in the weeks that it comes up again next. I think the quality of competition is going to get firmer for it, because for me, I'm with you, Bell. Like the rendition of It's a Long Way to the Top at the end of School of Rock, it doesn't do anything for me. Jack Black putting on this weird voice and then changing his vocal style halfway through the song to actually be more natural I was like, why didn't you sing like that the whole time, as opposed to the first verse where you fucking doing your best fucking impression? I was like, what the fuck? We know you can sing. Why didn't you sing? Like, why the need for the stupid voice? So that to me was a real flat way to finish off a great collection of songs. And I know it's going to happen on other albums, but I'm also not personally a huge fan of dialogue. I just think that if you don't know the movie super well, then it's not going to add a whole lot to it. And I know it's a Jack Black thing. There's always, spoken dialogue skits on his albums with, Tenacious D and that. But just for me, they were cool, but at the same time, is it worth that versus, for example, the songs that are missing that aren't there? If they'd have chopped, one of those dialogue bits and put the weight in there, which would you prefer to have? I'd probably take the weight, So those sorts of little things matter to me when it comes to how these things put together. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this thing plays out overall. But when it comes down to just the track by track strength of songs, regardless of the debate we're having, I'd still going to go with The Wall for me, because that to me was a more complete section of great music, where there were flat spots, as mentioned on the School of Rock album, which, while it's a great collection of songs, there were flat spots that did nothing for me. I happily skip that part. Whereas The Wall, I don't get those same feelings. And I can't guarantee The Wall's going to get the same vibe in weeks to come. I really don't think it will, because in the audience voting, it was a 65% of the vote roughly. So it was closer than you think, the audience polling, when it came to this one as well. So for the context here, the audience went with The Wall, but it was only with 65%, not a landslide at all. It was actually relatively close, all things considered. We've got a tie here where there's no Conrad to be a tie break, which means we're going to go with the highest seed to go through. So in this context, the highest seed was The Wall, but only just, because these are 8 and 9 going head to head. So don't forget too that these aren't the most popular choices by a long way in this whole thing. So I'm not convinced, even though in technicality we're going for The Wall this week, I'm not convinced The Wall is going to go through either on our vote or via
What's
the
it go up against next?
The Wall would go up against next. Sorry, give me a second here. So The Wall was number 8. It would go up against 1, 8, 9. So to be either the Blues Brothers. Yeah, so it goes up against the Blues Brothers next. Which that's not going to be an easy one. I think The Wall might struggle there, to be honest. Number 1 seed is the Blues Brothers, and it's going up, and The Wall goes up against that. So we'll see. Because that is a great collection of songs, the Blues Brothers soundtrack. So
that's huge. Yeah.
So it may be a thing this week, but next time around, I'm not sure that it's going to be a fait accompli, as it were, to be. I think that, it was a tight enough vote this time around. We went 50-50. The audience were it was 65-45 for the audience, or 35, sorry. I got my math right. So, The Wall goes through this week, but I'm not convinced it's going to go all the way to the end. So we'll see what happens.
I reckon it will. That's my prediction.
We'll see. I'm not convinced it'll beat the Blues Brothers, especially in the audience vote. But we'll see how things play out. Let's see what the audience at home is saying right now as we get into it. Vinny's going to change the mood here. Vinny's gone, I bet Craig McLaughlin isn't a fan of Rocky Horror any longer.
Oh, dear.
Oh, well done, Vinny. That is a great fucking wow. You pulled on to that. Nice little fact. 2 of the kids from the School of Rock movie got engaged recently to one another. Yes, I did see that, which is cool, and it's great to see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did see that one. That was a cool little thing to note.
Lovely.
Kat says, I'm just old and a Floyd tragic. Dark Side of the Moon and Animals all-time favorite albums. Well, they're not in this little battle, so we'll see what happens.
Animals is fantastic.
Turns your hearing aids down to 1. Craig, I'm going to end this argument right now. The Wall album is a classic. The movie sucks. Ooh,
I love the movie.
I like the movie.
How can you say that?
Yeah, I don't know. Tony says
it's the best adaptation of a concept album into a movie.
Yeah, interesting.
Actually, no, Imaginarium. What am I saying?
Oh, now that would be interesting, because that would qualify as well under the same thing, wouldn't it? I guess?
Yeah, it's the same.
We had that argument last year. I'm not going back. Fuck that.
No, let's not. Anyway, Tony says, been listening to The Wall since I was 9 when it came out. So no comparison for me, as much as School of Rock is a great fun album. So there we go. Craig says, my popcorn bucket is getting low. Time to refill. Let's get the Michael Jackson popcorn in the comments here. Michael says, oh, well, Dave's pissed off. Not as bad as Death Metal Tastemakers Week. Well, that's true.
No, that was fucked up week. That wasn't pissed off. That was just full of anxiety. That was bad.
And Jolie's gone, I love School of Rock. Jack Black didn't cut it for me either way. So there we go. Good to see you, Jolie. Hopefully having a good night out there as well. I actually made a point, Dave. You were out, but I said that I agree with Bell that the rendition of Long Way to the Top didn't do it for me either, because he sang this weird fucking throat thing in the beginning and then actually opened up his normal vocal halfway through.
He's just having fun. He's fucking around.
He just sang the whole thing halfway proper. It was just it was annoying.
He's playing for kids.
I get that, but that's not on the listen. Like, unless you're visualizing the movie the whole way through, man. It didn't do it for me.
But it's from the movie. It's exactly the take that's played over the credits. They can't change it. And he's interacting with the young kids that are playing, and he's inspiring them to play fucking music. Real music. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, to be fair, on the flip side of that, the girl vocals, when they got their solo moments, they were fucking great. Like, that was cool. That was awesome. That was a great highlight there.
Yes.
Just as a counterpoint to that. That was a cool moment. All right. Next week is going to be another big week, obviously. A lot to get through. Next week is Dazed and Confused versus Top Gun. One is a really long album. The other one's not so long, so it's going to be a very interesting battle what we get through next week. That's going to be really curious to see how that one goes. We're going to go through, what's the other Aerosmith album again? Night in the Ruts next week. We've got Black Aces to get through and a whole bunch of new songs. So a whole lot of fun coming up next week. Before we get out of here tonight, it is time for Win and or Bin, just to see how things are going here. Jeff, you've made it through an entire show from your hospital bed. Fucking hell, man! I am impressed.
Well done.
I'm a trooper.
You are a trooper. You and Drano, I'm putting up there as like the fucking diehards of people. Like, you're in hospital doing the show. Drano discharged himself from hospital to come and see us do a live show in the old studio in Cranbourne. You two are both fucking nuts. But anyway, love you both to death though for it, which is amazing. But anyway, Jeff, your Win and or Bin. What have you got for us for this week?
DVT in the fucking bin.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. Done story. And my win is actually this hospital. They've been fantastic. So
awesome. That's good.
Clayton Monash, all the nurses, doctors, everybody, fantastic. And hopefully I'm getting out of here sometime in the next 2 or 3 days. Be nice.
Be nice, yeah. You're over by now.
Oh yeah.
I'm spewing. I'm not in Melbourne anymore. I come and visit you, but I'm not. That's a bit.
I'm sure you would.
I would come and visit you, man. But yeah, hopefully.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. But fingers crossed you do get out in the next few days. We're all pulling for you. Just make sure you look after yourself and do what they tell you to do so you can get home as soon as you can and don't overdo anything, man. I know I'm telling you a fucking thing you already know, but someone's got to tell you shit. So I'm going to do it just for a minute here. All right. Okay, let's do the rounds. Bell, Win and Bin, what have you got?
I forgot about. I've been out of practice. Win and Bin. I was like madly writing it down before. I'm like, Win and Bin. I've got a couple of each. So Win, I don't know, people who've been following along 6 weeks ago, the house was for sale. I was, I don't know, I was probably bitching about open homes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the win is that the house is now sold.
Awesome.
And which was awesome. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah, that was good. And then it was, all right, house is sold, need somewhere to live, and sort of we're looking around and we found a house and bought it, and it's a really, really great house in a good area. And so, got somewhere to go, which is a relief.
That's cool.
It's a win.
Yeah, definitely.
So, moving in mid-December, actually, because the people buying this place live in New South Wales and they've got like kids in school, and so they're seeing out the school year. Yeah. And then they're moving down here once that happens. So, which is good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good for here too, because Ellis is in school here. Yeah. And where we're moving is nowhere near here, so he gets to see out the school year, and so it works out really well, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's the win. My bin, my bin is just ridiculous, but so my car was in the mechanics last week for getting a Cobalt dual battery brake controller set up for it. And so while they're in there, I don't know why, but for some reason they've got it back to factory settings. Maybe they had to do that for the whole battery thing. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's activated this function in my car that every time I go over the speed limit, it pings at me and it said, "Please obey traffic regulations." Like every time, which for me, like, is all the time. So it's fucking annoying.
You're like me, it's rural. No one does the speed limit in rural areas.
I know. There's no one around. No one cares if you want to go a few Ks over. So it's driving me nuts. And every time I come up to, like, approach a school zone, it goes, bing bong, you are approaching the school zone. And then when I get to the school zone, which is like within 10 seconds, you are in the school zone. And then 10 seconds later, you have left the school zone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's so annoying. Like, it just constantly, all of this, like, bing, bing, you are approaching a high collision area. I'm like, oh, shut up. So, yeah, I call her my navigation Nazi because she just constantly bitching at me. And I've tried, like, going through the settings and finding a way to turn it off, but I can't. And I've looked through the book and I can't figure it out. I have to actually sit down and spend more time, or maybe Google it or something. Which
get Ellis to do it. We'll find a way to turn it off.
Actually, that's a really good idea. I should say, here, just fucking deal with this shit.
I reckon he'd find it.
Fix this crap. Yeah. So that's my bin. That's irritating me at the moment. So it's really not that bad.
Good value though. I'll pay it. That'd drive me fucking nuts. If that happened up here, I'd be pull my hair out and there's no one here. Fuck that noise.
And it interrupts because I listen to a lot of audiobooks when I'm driving, because I'm in the car a lot, and it's a good opportunity to do that. And the audiobook doesn't stop. And she starts talking over it. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Now you gotta go back 20 seconds. Fucking hell.
This is
every time.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But first world problems.
Yes, but yeah, my full sympathy. I think you have everyone's sympathy. That's fucking annoying. Okay, Dave, are you putting your car in the bin again, or have you got something else this week?
I got something else. Fuck the car.
Cool.
Oh, it's car related, but the bin is potholes. They're fucking everywhere.
Really?
I don't know what the hell I'm paying my rates for. They're fucking everywhere. Every single road has just these bumps, and some of them are really fucking deep too. They're just not paying any attention. And my route to work, it's like a 3-lane road, and I have the battle zone of how to weave through, how to switch lanes to avoid them, because I do it every morning. Like I never go to the full-on left one because it's just, I think that's where the trucks go, because they're really fucking deep. But the two that I go through, it's like literally, I'm like this way all the way through. It's less than 10 minutes to work.
Crazy.
It's just fucked. They're not paying any attention to the roads. It's not just that one
up here, man. And it's mountains.
Every single road in my local area has a pothole, at least one. They're not filling them. I don't know what the hell they're spending the money on, but something positive. Win. Dream Theater. New song. Mike Portnoy's back. New tour. Yep. They're sounding fucking amazing. So jump on YouTube, check out. And new song is fantastic. Concert's fantastic. The set list is awesome. So exciting times to be a Dream Theater fan again.
Nice. Good way to wrap that up. All right. My quick ones here to wrap this off in a neat little bow is my win is we've got a pool on the property and it's finally back up and running after the winter fucking lets it all go to shit. It's outdoors. It's whatever. It all went to shit. Now it's up and running as of today. So there was a stinking hot, like 35-degree day up here today. So it was like, yes, good. Get in the pool. Haven't had a swim in the pool for 6 months or so now. So I was like, okay, cool. That's a win, getting that up and running again. Also doing things like we've got some more water capture going on. So just little ticking some boxes along the way as we go, which is pretty cool to have going on. My bin, though, believe it or not, is myself. I'm just not as organized as I want to be. There's a few things I let slip through the cracks, and it's fucking annoying me. I just can't seem to get my shit in gear at the moment, which is just fucking weird. So I'm putting myself in the bin for just not being organized enough to keep things rolling along. So I'm just looking forward to. We're not there yet. I'm looking forward to sort of getting to the end of the year, getting a reset, and just going, okay, cool. Here's a couple of weeks. Just go and fucking sort your shit out and go and just plan out the year and have it done.
Oh.
Because I just need that. I just need to sit down and go, okay, this is what I'm doing. Go, kind of thing. So I'll work it out. So the next year will be a lot more organized than this year. So my apologies to you guys and everyone else as well, because it's been fucking hectic and I'm just being not the person in charge that I should be. So I do apologize. But for myself,
sounds like we're all going to be limping to the end of the year.
I think so.
That's okay. We'll limp along with you, Andrew.
Yeah,
it's all good.
It's going to be a bit like that. We'll get there eventually.
Let's hope we all make it. Who the fuck
we
knows?
will. But next week is going to be fun. Next week is actually on Halloween night.
Yes.
So
who's getting in the spirit?
You've got to dress up.
I'm getting dressed up. I've got a costume on the way.
I will be coming from trick or treating with my kids. I will be in full fucking goth mode.
Yeah, so it's going to be cool. I'm actually looking forward to it. I've got a cool. If it works out the way I think, I'm going to very, very cool.
I will
costume.
bring my jack-o'-lantern. I am standing by a pumpkin light.
Nice. And I'll get the old decorations out. Probably with some more behind me on the set. So I'm going to redecorate my set over the week ahead to make it actually look the part. And I have backup plans.
I need a fucking table right here with my jack-o'-lantern. That's what I got. I got to make that happen. How am I going to make that happen? It's going to happen.
What I should do is pull out the actual inflatable and stick it in here somewhere. I've got all those massive inflatables.
I can't fit my inflatables in here.
Dude, I've got a 3.6 meter inflatable cat.
I remember that.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Fucking massive. That's not going in here. The roof's not even big enough to compensate for it. So
that's cool.
Fucking insane. But I've got that. I've got all those on. Those inflatables are all up here, Dave. So I've got to find. I can find a way maybe to stick one of them in here. But they're noisy. That's the problem with them. They're fucking noisy.
Yeah, they won't sound good.
Yeah, the downside of them being in the room is that they make noise, which is because they're just inflated. So all that cycle of the air going through to keep it inflated the whole time is just fucking annoying after a while. But I do have costumes and gear and stuff. So unlike last year, I'm not going to let everyone down this time around. So
see, you are organized. You're more organized than you thought, Andrew.
Yeah, no, not really. Thank you for the kind words, but no,
the
not really.
The important things like Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Get through Christmas and we'll see what happens from there. I think that just with, I mean, I'll make it public now, but yeah, the reason why I'm going down in November is because our daughter is having a baby shower, so I've got a grandkid on the way. So that's why I'm down in November, and the birth is due early January, so I'm going to come down for Christmas, New Year, and be around for that, and then I'll come back up here to keep things rolling on, while Jody might hang around with Tori to look after things down there. So it's not like it's a secret anymore, but that's what's going on, and that's why probably things are a little more hectic, because between building and taking care of that and planning for X, Y, Z, it's just a bit sort of like, fuck, everything's a bit different this year. So we're nearly there. Just got to get through to the end of the year now, I think. Let's see what happened. What do we got? Vinny says, out of curiosity, was that Queen movie Bohemian Rhapsody anywhere in the votes? That wasn't.
No.
It's a fucking biopic. It's not a soundtrack. It's not a fucking movie.
Here we go.
Get your definitions right. Learn some fucking English.
There we go. So no, that one didn't make it, but Highlander and The Flash, for example, they got a couple of mentions in there from memory. So there were other options, but not that one. Craig says, only one of my picks even made the top 10. Well, there you go. It's just one of those things. Nicole says, well done, Jeff. Blood clots are crap. I sympathize. So there we go. So there's some love for Jeff. Well done, Jeff. You did get through to the end, which is quite impressive. Jolie says, Belle, I love your welcome to Camp Crystal Lake sign. Bless Jeff, give him the faith for you, mate. So there we go. We're all doing well. Well, Kat says, great show. Good to see you all again. Take care, Jeff. Get better soon. Raw. So there we go. There's that one. There we go. Nicely done. Vinny says, my bin is recently turning 50. I had my first prostate exam. As the doctor walked out, a nurse walked in with a worried look on her face, and I heard 3 words no one wants to hear. Who was that? Taking the piss, Vinny. I've heard that joke before, but well done. Craig says,
Oh,
3 for me now, and that joke is getting a bit stale. I wish they come up with some new material come January. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know how much new we're going to do.
Yeah.
Tony says, having
moments have been
prostate cancer, I can tell you there's nothing worse than hearing those words. Bin it. Fucking hell, that's serious.
Shit.
Wow. Got bleak. What Craig says, mine was the other side, colon. Fucking hell. Anyway, sorry. Kevin says, greeting kids. Good to see you. You made it at last. Jeff, get well soon. So hopefully you enjoy the rest of the show and you get to catch up on things. I know that your time schedule doesn't quite match up with ours at the moment, but good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Michael says, I got a new car in the past month and it's been over so many potholes, especially deep ones. I can't wait to hear what the first car service is going to be like. So yes, for the bin for me is potholes too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everywhere.
It's funny
they're spending so much money on new roads and getting rid of the fucking train crossings. They're not servicing the old roads.
It's funny because where I am, they've just put in a whole new stretch of road because there's a whole big swathe of it that gets taken out when it floods. And so there's a whole fucking chunk of road that had to raise high. They've raised like a good foot higher than it was before. So I should take a video one day of driving through the back end here where they've just put this whole new fucking sweep of road in. It's actually quite impressive what they've done to it. So yeah, just to hear you guys talking about potholes, and I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, and getting nice new roads in.
Everywhere's
potholes. We get potholes here because we're on dirt roads where I am.
Yeah, well, we have got them too, but yeah,
they just form, and then every I don't know, few months the council come along and fill them or grade the road. And
they grade the road.
Anyway, I won't need to worry about that because I'm moving to
into civilization,
an area with sealed roads, and it will be lovely.
Yeah, no, our sealed road
You're
here.
doing better than I am, Belle. Everything's fucked around here.
On the way into town, it turns into sealed road, but it's not sealed road where I am.
Yeah.
So no, we
have
sealed,
but it's all fucking gravel. All this fucking dirt.
Yeah, you do. I get what Dave's saying. You kind of you just kind of get used to. Yeah. And it just becomes second nature.
We had a big dump of rain before, and I guarantee those new, like the old potholes will have resurfaced because I just grade them, and you know what it's like.
It always happens. They come along and fill them, and then it rains the next day and just washes it all out. Yeah. It's like, what the hell was the point of that? But
yep,
they have their schedule.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin's gone. Already on win and bin. Does the show start earlier now? Got to catch the replay. We would have switched over to daylight saving time here. So for me, so we've gone probably an hour earlier in a weird way because for me, I don't have daylight saving where I am, so I've gone an hour earlier to keep up with these guys in the southern part of the country, which do have daylight saving, so not to fuck them around too much. So, it is an hour earlier, I guess, now when you start breaking things down. Michael says, Kev, we're on daylight savings. Yeah, so that's for summer over here. No daylight savings up here, Michael. That's right, Nicole. Not for us up in Queensland. Their time's gone forward by an hour. Dave from Craig. The new Dream Theater song sounds just like the more recent shit. It's great to hear Portnoy again. But Petrucci and Rudess have all but destroyed the band for me. They need an outside producer, and Myung and Portnoy need to have more input. Hope the rest of the album is better. Wow.
Serious? You know, I actually like that Portnoy didn't step back into the producer role.
Okay.
He's just back as a drummer because he was producing the albums up until the time he left. Petrucci is just producing.
Yeah.
So Portnoy isn't becoming the whole control freak he used to be. So I'm kind of glad that element isn't back. So, I like what they're doing now.
I know they're doing this album, but to get put the cup.
I like that Distance Over Time album. The View from the Top of the World, they were too edited. It was just like, when somebody comes up with something marvelous, there's always people that want to chip away that just like, no, you're too fucking good. You have to be like all this lower stuff. So you chip away, you get this producer and you make this fucking, they just become another band. They weren't anything spectacular. But they're coming back to that old Dream Theater is exciting. They're doing stuff that other bands don't. So I'm happy for that.
I got that vibe. Not that I'm that familiar with the albums you were talking about, but I got a real raw vibe about that song.
Yeah,
it was just a really good heavy metal song, and I liked it.
That's the cool thing about Dream Theater. They've always been a heavy metal band. They just write longer songs because they're better at it than everybody else.
I'm even going to go on a limb here and say I liked the new song the other day. So yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, if the whole album's like that, I'm fucking excited.
Yeah. It's from me. So I'm picky as fuck when it comes to that band. We've all had our debates on that one in the past.
Yeah.
It's a challenging band for me. Craig's followed up with Melbourne's roads are fucked. The whole country is fucked. Mate, you're not in Queensland.
Everything is
abortion.
Dude,
Queensland
everything
has
is
abortion
fucked.
as an election issue, so fuck me dead. Coming from Melbourne to a state where abortion is now an election issue, oh my God.
No, just
hell.
everything is fucked. Just say it.
Except for us, because we're
covers
fun, right?
everything.
Except for us. I know it's crazy and stupid and all that stuff, but we're not fucked. We're fun. Like,
We're not fucked.
No, everything is fucked.
What do we got here? Victoria says, can I say to Jeff whilst convalescing, when he gets time, listen to Paradise's album Light and the Fire and Must's album Androgynous Jesus, get well, buddy. So there we go. There's a couple of recommendations
There you go.
for Jeff there.
Plenty of time, dude.
Androgynous. Yeah, so there we go. Hopefully that gives you something there.
Jeff, if you need something to pass the time, there's a show on Netflix called The Sinner. The first 2 seasons are really good. Up to the third, it's really good.
Cool. Actually, there is a question that we will get to. We'll do a post on this one. Jeff put a thing in the chat, which I haven't gotten to yet, but I was going to do it, but then Paul Diano passed away, so I kind of took my focus on getting a post up for that. But there is a question coming up inspired by Jeff about songs that inspire you. We're going to get to that. Don't do it now, but we'll put a post up about that in the coming days as well to get some fun in Jeff and things. But Jeff, while I've got you, a song to pump you up if you're looking for a bit of inspiration. It's funny because we've been listening to it recently. Painkiller, Judas Priest. That's one of my ones. That gets me fucking blood going every fucking time. That one does. So there we go.
Great song.
All right.
Gilded Cunt from Cradle of Filth. That's a good one.
Yeah. You love that one.
I do.
All right. Is there anything else that anyone else wants to say? Or are we going to wrap this up? Because we're going to finish pretty much bang on time, which is remarkable with all things considered. But it's been good. So cool. All righty. That'll do it. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you watch us on TV, Channel 31, 10:30 p.m. Saturday nights. Got another season coming up into the Christmas silly season, so keep your eyes peeled on that. Same thing with Channel 44 Adelaide, 10 p.m. local time in Adelaide. These are both on, like I said, local TV broadcasts, but also streamed online via ctvplus.org.au and via the CTV Plus app as well. What else? We got the stream coming up next week. We've got we will be doing something on Sunday. It may not be the usual thing for the Patreon people, but there will be something coming up on Sunday for you all. Dave, while I've got you, if you can get some notes ready for the Ghost album that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks.
I can ad-lib that motherfucker because I love that band. I love that movie. I love that soundtrack.
Yep. Cool. We can do that one on Sunday then. Sorry, that'd be cool for a quick little thing on Sunday. Have a quick little chat about that. Not for too long, obviously. It's just one album, but we'll see how things go there. That's for Patreon people. And Jeff, obviously, if you're well enough, by all means, jump in. But I'm not sure if you will. Bell, you're welcome as well. Always, you know that you get the link too. But it's just that I know that Dave loves that Ghost album, so I figured I'd throw him a bone there.
Bring the Vaseline.
Yeah. There's spoiler alert for everyone.
That movie was fucking life changing.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna before we sit down to do the review, I'm gonna watch that movie, Dave. So I'm gonna actually.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't had a chance.
Okay, there's going to be spoilers, and me and Jade are filming a review of that movie. Yeah, and there will be spoilers, so you need to watch it.
Okay, I'm going to watch it. I've got actually tomorrow off, so I might try and do it tomorrow.
Watch it.
Okay.
Because things are coming from that band, and you don't want to be out of the loop.
All right, will do. I promise you. I'll watch
big stuff.
Okay.
Exciting.
Well, what do we got? Vinny says, I'm obsessed with Ghost. Also, truth be told. So there we go. That's coming on Sunday. Then
Fuck
Vinny,
yeah.
So there for you. Craig says, R.I.P. Deanna, which I think we all agree on covering that at the top of the show. But also, Craig says, can't believe I stayed away for their change. So well done. Well done. And Michael says, get well, Jeff, sending all love from our hillbilly house. So thank you for that as well. What were you going to say, Bill? There's something there? No?
No. I'm just cheering on the comments.
Okay. Cool.
Cheer. Drunk. Fuck. Yes.
All right.
Happy.
We're back again. Same time, place next week. We'll see who's here and who's not here. Hopefully, Jeff's out of the hospital by then, surely.
Jeff.
Well done to Jeff.
We'll get the Wiggles to come and sing. Wake up, Jeff.
Yeah. Well done to Jeff for actually sticking through the whole fucking well done. I did not expect that. I thought we might get you for a couple of minutes. I hope you don't pay too high a price for this, man. I hope you actually get some good rest and don't overdo it, because these things always pay a price. So don't be silly, please. Look after yourself and everyone else as well, including you guys out there. I mean, we'll all hang around for a couple of minutes after this one wraps up, but otherwise, for you out there in the public, look after yourselves. Have a good week. Back again next week with Halloween. Halloween night means Halloween craziness. So get ready for something
best time of year.
And interesting.
My daughter's watching the movie Halloween tomorrow night with me. I'm so fucking excited.
Nice.
She's 13 and she's watching an R-rated horror movie. I'm so fucking proud.
What a moment.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Oh, man.
Quickly here, Craig has asked which hospital are you in, Jeff? Just quickly, I don't know if you want to chime in, Jeff, but Craig has asked that one.
Monash Clayton.
Monash Clayton. So there we go.
Monash Clayton.
Monash Clayton. Yeah.
I'll come visit you.
Yeah, go for it. He's gone. I need to send a strippergram.
Jeff will love that.
Yeah, that'll get the blood pumping. Maybe not a good thing, but anyway, we'll see.
Halloween, bring a pumpkin.
There's your different prognosis.
Send Bobby Brown so you can sing "You're My Pumpkin Pie"
to the tune of Cherry Pie by Warrant. Anyway,
she's old now. Pumpkin Pie.
Anyway, that'll do us. On that note, time to get out of here. Thank you all, one and all, for tuning in. Who wouldn't? For Craig. All right, that's it. Thank you all for tuning in. We've had a lot of fun with you all. Hopefully, you've had a lot of fun with us as well. We'll see you again, same time, place next week. Until then, that's Dave beside me. We've got Jeff beneath me in the hospital bed. We've got Belle in the other corner with the decked out set going on there too. We're all going to be decked out next week, so make sure you tune in for that. We'll see you soon. Until then,
I can't wait for next week.
I can't wait for fucking madness. But all right, that's it for us. I'm Andrew. We'll see you very, very soon. Until next time, folks, you all know what to do. As always,
drink it up.
Drink.
Rock on, folks. We'll see you next time.
Fuck yeah.
Cheers.
Be